This is a 1997 Nissan B14 200SX, basically a two-door Sentra. It has been sitting for, as far as I know, about 10 years. The goal is to try to get it to run again. We have no battery. Brake reserve is empty. Oil's good. I already checked that, even though it still needs change because it's sat for so long. Coolant. This is just the overflow tank. I'm sure it needs coolant. Overflow is... oh, it's actually got a little bit in it. Power steering. I mean, I'm not really worried about it. No, there's some fluid in there. Obviously, everything's going to have to get flushed from sitting for so long, but never hurts to check around. Radiator. You can't really see, but it looks a little wet, but it's definitely going to need some. So, battery-wise, we got the Integra battery. Integra battery is flat dead, so I'm doing a sketchy method of trying to revive the battery. It's only slightly sketchy. It's got a pretty cool hood on it, though. Viz Racing Sport. It's going to need cleaned real bad and re-cleared. Carbon fiber. Legit carbon fiber. It's got a mix match of wheels. These are Koenigs in the back and RSLs in the front. I can't really tell because it's upside down. Body wise, it's pretty solid. No rust at all in the quarter panels. Well, slight amount of surface rust, but I mean, for a car of this age in Ohio, it's pretty rare. Checking underneath here, turn on our flash. We're gonna pretend we didn't see that. Keep moving on. One thing I don't like is the fact that that's got the brake line covers on it. So you know those aren't gonna be any good. Yeah, I mean, you can't really see, but I already know the brakes are most likely not any good. Gas tank doesn't look rotted. Changed my mind. I don't know, I can't really see brake lines as far as I can tell. I'm not even looking at my phone really that well, but they look pretty well shot. So this will be a fun one. It'll be a fun one. Listen to how good this door opens, though. So we've got 163,000 miles. Half a tank. Gas probably ain't no good anymore. Of course, we got the stick shift, which is always needed. Huh. There's a battery right there. I don't know if it's any good, though. Headline's a bit saggy, but a little bit of adhesive and it'll be alright. Either that or just thumbtacks. But yeah, it's alright. We'll see what we can get going here. There's some up here at some point. Probably some sort of windshield cover, probably. Old school pedals. Alright, I think the battery is charged up just enough to see if any sort of electronic signals work in this thing. I don't even know why I said it like that, but whatever. Oh, I see some sparkulators. Oh my god, it's got a fucking alarm on it. That's an old school alarm too. Alright, I removed the ground from the siren. Let's see if it still chirps up. Seems like it's working now. So we'll just disconnect the charger here. I just put the battery temporarily on a charge before I could figure this shit out. And let's see. Oh, the alarm hasn't went off. So, it must be holding up now. So I took off the air filter just in case it does run, which I doubt it will, but just kind of snug connections on there. They don't need to be super tight. Hop in this thing. Just curious if anything will happen at all. Let's see. Shit. Let's see. Nothing's happening. Battery's probably too dead. So my new plan of attack because this battery is super weak, I'm going to jump start it with the GS. And speaking of the GS, I tried to reseal the transpan again, and I made it worse. Good thing I don't fucking drive this thing. Time to get a fucking manual for it. For now, it'll just be the jump starter car, I guess. Alright, so the super insanely sketchy mock-up is done. Will it crank? How about now? Still nothing. It's in neutral. So I figured out why it won't crank over or do anything. There's supposed to be some sort of plastic stopper or rubber or something. It's gone. So I'm gonna run this random bolt and nut through it, and that should work to engage the neutral safety switch. I have to do this off camera. Oh, something's happening. Just pulled the brake light fuse because the brake lights were on. See if that conserves any power or not. Seems like it conserved a little bit. Alright, I pushed down the terminals a bit harder, reconnected the clamps, kind of reconfigured them a little bit. So, now let's see what happens. Oh! It literally turns over now. No way. That's sick, dude. Oh my god. This thing actually turns over now. Now it's time to check this one. Throttle drop rate. Alright, so it seems to me that it does get spark, but the spark is very, very inconsistent. So I wouldn't be surprised if the contact points inside this distributor are probably really dirty. I've got the cap off. I don't know if you can see or not, but there's quite a few little nasty things on here. So I'm gonna, you know, get all this shit off with a screwdriver. So we'll see where we are from there. I could probably use a little bit of fanciness. Inside of there looks fine. I'm not too worried about it. So I'm gonna get this all sanded up and see where we are from there. Well, I smell fuel, so I'm pretty sure it's getting fuel. It's getting spark. So alright, so what I've concluded is the fuel pump is probably bad. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to spray some of this brake clean up into that pipe, and we're going to see if it starts. Thought for sure that would have worked. Found this entry port closer to the throttle body versus way down there. So I'm going to spray a little bit in here. It's probably way too much. Let's see if it'll start. Oh! You heard that, right? Spray a little bit more and try to fire it. This is cool, it's working. Alright, I sprayed probably way too much that time. Let's see what it does again. Wow. Ran for a minute there. When I was looking back at the videos I've been recently recording, I've noticed that the audio was very echoey and like muffled sounding. I found out my microphones were covered in dirt and shit, so hopefully this sounds better. But Figure we're gonna see if this thing will do a nice little rev up to life. Pretty damn solid. So I didn't realize the gas tank is held in with like plates and bolts instead of just straps that go clear across, which would have made it relatively simple to drop. But the little plates and bolts that are holding this thing in are all real rusty, and I don't even want to chance it. So I've cleaned the back seat area out, took the back seat out. Fuel pump is located under here. I've made sure that the relay's good, so I know for sure it should be the fuel pump. And look how clean that this thing looks. Like, it literally looks factory. So the cover looked good, underneath looks the opposite. Now it looks wet like this because I put some PB blaster on there and some transmission fluid, so hopefully this will come out easily, because I really would hate to snap off bolts and shit in here. That's definitely not the goal, so I'm going to let this soak for a while. We are now pulling this out. I can already smell the paint thinner smell. Oh, gross. I can't really see anything. About the best view you're going to get. Trying to pull this thing out. Fuel pump is way in there. It actually doesn't look in bad shape. The tank itself doesn't look in bad shape either. I mean, yeah, there is some like varnish and shit in there. I want to test if this nasty gas is still like flammable or whatnot. So we've got it on this rag here. I'm gonna take it out here. So the end is covered in that nasty fuel. If it's still flammable, then that's good. Let's see. Oh yeah, it's still flammable. So the gas is still good in it. So that means I can literally just put fresh fuel in it and it'll work perfect. That's awesome. The old pump is finally out. Here's the new pump. It didn't come with a sock, so I guess I'm reusing this old one. But before I even bother putting anything together, I'm going to connect this one and see if I can hear anything before I put it all back together, just to find out it doesn't work. So this is just going to be a quick little... Yep, it works. Perfect. Everything is mostly put back together. Took me a minute to get this fuel door open. Definitely tell it ain't been open in a long time. I'm gonna spray these hinges a little bit. That way it opens and closes better. Along with this little striker pin thing. Let's see. She'll come around eventually. She's like real sticky. But I'm gonna go get some fuel. See what we can do. So due to the government making everything super inconvenient, I've taken this other broken gas nozzle, stick it right there. I'm gonna take this one and just shove it right on top. I ain't gonna be able to record all this because, well, what for the fact of I ain't got fucking 4 arms. We've got fuel in the tank, new fuel pump, original fuel filter and all that shit, but we'll see if it starts. So take this, make sure it's a neutral. And where's the key? There it is. Let's see. Oh yeah, I can hear the fuel pump running now. I don't know if you can hear it or not. Yeah, the fuel pump runs now. Let's see if we get anything. The starter cooperates. Is our battery charger not working? That should have just fired right up. Our battery charger is not doing a very good job right now. That's very annoying. Let's crank it up to 10. See if we can get it to start. That's a buzzkill. Battery was doing great. Now all of a sudden it ain't. It's because the fuel pump finally works. Ah. I guarantee it would have fired right up too. Alright, we're gonna let the battery sit and chill for a minute and hopefully it decides what it wants to do. I'm getting impatient. Oh. Does it actually run? Oh shit. Listen to that baby purr. Oh yeah, dude. Oh, it sounds so nice too. Alright, I'm gonna shut it down. But hell yeah, it runs. Well, there it is. Out from the grave. First time it's probably rolled on its own in who knows how long. It's crazy. All I did was swap the fuel pump and it runs. Well, it runs, it moves, and I didn't see any fluid on the ground. Ignore that, that's from months ago from another vehicle. But no fluid leakage, no nothing. Something is smoking around here. I mean, there's a bunch of like spider webs and whatnot, so it's probably really what it is, but not gonna run it too long. I'm gonna try to clean everything up, and I think that will conclude for this video. And also I pulled it out again just to get some B-roll shots, and the brakes definitely go to the floor.
Ryan Little.